How we back? In a slightly better mood. I'm still pissed, but making that video, venting it out, kind of helped me get a little bit of a equilibrium. While we are here, I listened to this months ago when I was at work and I was loading the machine and shit like that. And I think this is one of the better debates about somebody debating like a red pill alpha male guy. And from what I remember, this guy he's the type of person where he never knows when to simply just be wrong about something. It seemed like every time Ethan Klein cornered him in on something that he was objectively wrong about, he will always have something to say. And this video, I remember it also highlights the cowardice of the right wing and shit, because we all know that at the end of the day, these people just, especially the richer ones, they just want people to work with no rewards and never have a break, and they want women, back in a place like before the 1950s. If you go far enough, you find so-called red pillars or right-wing conservatives that are, to the racial type deal and stuff. He gets into some sketchy stuff towards the end of it, so if you've never seen this, I'm not going to ruin it. But I will say this. Don't promote political messages like dumb shit like this about how society should be organized, like saying women don't need to wear this or that, or how the world is making your child gay. And then when people call out some like, hey man, you got some shitty political opinions, I'm just like speaking truth to power, bro. I'm not political. Yes you are. You're being fucking political. Shut the fuck up. Let's get started.
And a few other things. But recently what caught my attention was this clip of you talking about me. And I thought, let's just go through it. Let's just go through it and talk it out, right? Because that's the best way to deal with these things, right? So let's hash it out. So here's Sebastian on Ethan Klein on his TikTok page. Let's see.
Some people are really stupid. Ethan Klein is the worst.
Okay. So I am really stupid. Let's start there, I guess.
Say it to his face, coward.
Did I say that? Did I say Ethan Klein?
You said that. That's the video. You said it.
Klein is really stupid.
Oh, here, I'll go back.
Some people are really stupid. Ethan Klein is the worst.
No, he said Ethan Klein is the worst person or something.
We'll get to that.
You're the worst because you don't want to promote fake, phony fucking populism about just working hard and making it in life. You have too much systemic analysis. You actually want to do things, bro, to make the world a better place instead of just telling people just tell people to work, bro. Like, shut the fuck up.
People are really stupid. And then when I said that, I was just like, okay, I gotta
Looking
talk
in the mirror
about Ethan Klein.
Now what made you think about me when you said some people are really stupid? Because that's how
you was giving him soft, gentle thoughts.
Usually in language you're presupposing.
And to be clear, like, let me tell you something about all these alpha male spick-span, like, goofy motherfuckers that be on here promoting this bullshit. As a union factory worker, as a man that's in shape, that likes, like, action sports and shit like that, not just sitting at the gym picking up and putting shit down, all these motherfuckers seem like really fucking wimpy, self-absorbed little cowards. You don't seem like some alpha male that people supposed to look up to. You're like a fucking coward.
Some people are really stupid.
Can't even say what you mean and mean what you say.
Like Ethan Klein, who I'm now going to talk about.
Yeah, so I was talking about someone else. His name is Bryce Hall. And we were just talking about some people basically jumping to conclusions, taking things that I've said out of context and then jumping to a conclusion with absolutely no...
This fucking right-wing coward bullshit when y'all get caught up saying some shit like, there's a lot of black crime. Well, he wouldn't say that one. I don't know if Sebastian's that far gone, but he'll lead you there. But I'm not sure if he's that far gone. They'd be like, things were better when women didn't work. What is that implying? I'm not saying that I didn't want women to have jobs and financial independence. How did you get that out of me saying that life was better when women didn't work? So now I'm a sexist because I said life was better because women didn't work? People know what the fuck you saying. Stop being a coward.
No evidence.
Do you think
and then believing those things? Well, hold on. And then believing those things without any actual evidence. And I was like, okay, people like that don't dig deep or fully know what they're talking about are in that moment really stupid. Maybe not stupid.
No, it's not that they're stupid. They're smarter than you. Nobody's gonna. And it's like, dude, especially in 2023, and I think this was just months ago. Nobody is going for your right wing grifting red pill bullshit, dude. Where y'all try to like dog whistle your way through fucking life and act like nobody's supposed to pick up on or understand the stupid shit that you're saying. Everybody knows about all the memes. Everybody knows about all the dog whistles. Everybody knows about all the half truths, the way that y'all fucking lie. To pivot around stuff and to get around certain fucking things. Nobody's gonna sit up here and act stupid for you. Well, he didn't say that he want women back in the kitchen, so I guess we can't imply it. When at the end of the day, we all know what the fuck. Y'all all talk about the same thing. Some of y'all are more mask off than others. Some of y'all will go towards things like, transphobia, homophobia, and racism. Some of y'all won't. But there's a consistent thing of y'all dog whistling shit. And like I said, nobody's gonna act stupid for you, dude. You don't live in that world no more. This is not 14 or 15 where you got a massive fucking group of people covering you. Like, he didn't say anything racist. You're worried about race so much. I think you're the one that's racist. You're worried about sexism so much. You must just hate women. No.
Stupid as people, but just being stupid in the moment.
Okay, interesting. So we'll put a pin in that. That's interesting. So would you say that this is taken out of context, or how
do people respect these guys? Because they even when it comes to their TikToks or their debates or their long form videos, they never say shit worth hearing. They never say a goddamn thing worth hearing. Everything they say is empty fucking blister, or it's dog whistling something. So I don't understand how these guys are so fucking popular. But I guess they play to the insecurities that a lot of people hold. And they say things that a lot of people want to say, but they say it in a different way. And they teach people how to vector their hate or ignorance about the world in ways where, it doesn't seem so offensive to an untrained person. Answer my own question.
You say some people are really stupid. Ethan Klein.
What do you mean taking out?
Well, it's edited. Like, you can't deny that it's edited to say I'm really stupid.
Well, I didn't tell the editors to do it that way. They edit however they edit. I didn't even approve that clip before it went out. So.
This bitch ass nigga knew about that shit. You knew that before that shit was uploaded like that to say that he was stupid. That it was uploaded that way. You seen it a million fucking times. It's probably what got his attention. You knew about it already. Stop being a fucking pussy. If you say, look, you're not even in the same room as him. If you want to call Ethan Klein stupid, just fucking call him stupid. Again, alpha male what now?
Okay, it's on your TikTok. This is your official TikTok page, right? Official. It says official.
No, actually it's not. So I don't even have the login to that account. I have a team of people that post content for me to try to get more awareness for like me.
Okay. And your team is posting on this.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So that's your people. All right. So the stupid thing.
Well, if you're scared of that nigga, tell him to take it down.
Standing by that, which is thank you. I appreciate that. I don't think I'm stupid. I don't think I'm the sharpest guy in the world, but I wouldn't say I'm stupid.
Shit.
No, you're not Ethan, you're not a stupid person. I mean, everybody does stupid things. Everybody has stupid moments. People make mistakes.
Yeah.
I wouldn't say you're stupid.
Like your entire fucking career.
But yeah, what you did when you criticized me, you and your wife were saying some things that were just you guys were just jumping to a bunch of conclusions with no evidence at all, and a lot of them are wrong. You guys.
When I say that women need to shut the fuck up and do the dishes, I wasn't implying that all women have to shut the fuck up and do the dishes. Just the ones that are around me. Y'all jumping to conclusions.
Have this perception of me based on like several pieces of information, tiny pieces of information as to who I am.
I'm active today and pissed off this fucking alpha man bullshit. Arm, fucking conga lining together. You, Tate, Sneeko, Peterson, all the rest of the fucking right-wing grifter dipshits, the people that create the whatever podcast, all y'all motherfuckers run arm in arm together, and y'all all lead to the same political fucking conclusions of somebody being subservient and ignoring how the system is actually fucking over men. So nobody's assuming anything about you, dude. From your peers, from the people that you agree with, from the dumb shit that you say and the way that you dog whistling certain fucking things, people know what you're saying. Ain't nobody gonna sit up here and act stupid for you, man. Get over your fucking self. Say what you mean and mean what you say. Stop being a fucking coward. You ever notice I don't have to do this? I don't have to be like, I'd be like, so, man, feminism has not gone far enough to get economic equality for women. I think we need to do something about capitalism. And then somebody say, Jane, did you just say we should get rid of capitalism and replace it with something? You won't hear me be like, no, I didn't say that. Y'all are taking me out of context. No, I say what I mean, and I mean what the fuck I say. Alpha male.
I do want to get into that stuff.
I'm here to show you that.
Yeah, good, great. I want to get into all that. So let's go. Let's just want to take, once we get through this, then we can go talk about whatever we've said. Here it is.
People are really stupid. Ethan Klein is the worst person on the planet.
We all know.
Okay, so you say Ethan Klein's the worst person on the planet.
Yes.
You're a bad person because you don't agree with my dumbass political conclusions about just work hard, bro, and women in kitchen. And you dare promote, because, you know, social democratic solutions to problems out there. So you're a bad person? What? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so you think I'm the worst person on the planet?
I'm quoting you, actually.
I said you're the
You
worst.
said that.
I said you're the worst.
No, you said.
No, you said.
You said that I'm the worst. No, you.
No, you
said.
I don't know. I'm just watching your video, bro.
All right, listen. I'll send I'll email or I'll DM you a link of the video where you say I'm the worst person on the planet. You say it. I'm quoting you.
Okay.
Stupid motherfucker.
Okay.
Do you remember?
I don't remember it, to be frank, but we can look it up. We can look it up.
And to be completely honest, and I'm sure you're aware of this, you don't have like exactly the best reputation in the YouTube space. Like,
great.
Your content a lot of the time is pretty hateful and pretty negative.
How is it hateful?
And I know you guys have.
How is it hateful and negative? Because I watched a decent amount of H3H3, and I will say, and I guess we're not talking about before Ethan Klein's political transition when he started hanging out with like Hassan and shit like that. Where do we even go with this? It's like I said earlier. It's because Ethan Klein promotes actual social democratic solutions to economic inequality and social isolation that a lot of people, both men and women, face. He also does not subscribe to theories of, radical traditionalism, pretty much as fascism, of, and stereotypes about LGBT people or about women. So that somehow makes Ethan Klein a hateful person. That's basically what's being said here. Ethan Klein is not as radical as I am, or Hassan. But to the furthest extent, I can agree with everything that he says, because at least he wants to make the world a better place. He's not just sitting up here playing trap music and saying that they crypto gamble algorithm $100,000 in 2 days and you just got to get on your grind. He has actual solutions to the problems that we deal with these days.
Beef with a lot of people. You don't like a lot of people, and I know you don't have the best reputation.
A lot of stupid people on the internet.
So when you say I don't have the best reputation, do you just mean that I cause a lot of beef? Is that what you mean, that by reputation?
Well, no, because you're
people like who? Just Pearly Things, Ollie London, you, right-wing grifters, hacks, conspiracy theorists, assholes that promote bigotry against people for no reason and self-hatred and self-destruction. So that makes him a bad person because he wants to promote the opposite of that. It's because he tries to warn people about how stupid people like you are. Whatever, man.
Your content, just since the beginning, your content has always been about like criticizing, making fun of, talking shit, disagreeing with people that have different beliefs than you, right, making fun of them, calling them names, etc. So you have a very negative...
Yeah, because y'all are fucking morons. Every last one of y'all. And y'all have no data. It's like from everything. From just like general practice in life all the way to the data and other solutions and shit like that. Y'all have nothing to back up any of the stupid shit that y'all say and believe. Y'all say and believe shit because you feel a certain way, or because you're grifting, or because you feel good, probably cathartically, about punching down on minorities and telling poor people that they're useless and not working hard enough. And when Ethan Klein criticized, like, look at this person, he's a piece of shit, saying that women shouldn't be able to wear like tight dresses. You just promote just like a lot of hate and indifference between people who want to take rights away from people. I didn't exactly say it, but I'm implying that women that wear clothes that are too tight outside should be stoned. I didn't say that. You know, y'all are just jumping to conclusions when I said that OnlyFans models aren't human.
Audience, like a very negative type of content that you put out there. And I know you've had some beef with some people. I was doing some research on you, and you had beef with Keemstar.
Because that's literally shit y'all do. Fuck Keemstar, Nazi. But it's literally shit y'all do, because y'all will go all the way up to the fucking microphone. Y'all would be like, OnlyFans models, and it'd be like the trap music in the background. I don't feel like pulling it up again. Ooh, cat scared the shit out of me. OnlyFans models are... No, it's not a real job. You know, they should like do something else with their life or something like that. You know, constantly punching down and dunking on people that have nothing to do with you. And I forgot to mention in the last video, a simple fact that pisses me off about, you know, some of this shit, especially when y'all dunking on those type of women. This is completely like removed from this, kind of a stun lock. My first ever stun lock is when these motherfuckers want to dunk on OnlyFans model. You got some bastard living in fucking New Hampshire or New Jersey to call an OnlyFans model a whore and a bitch when she's all the way from fucking the opposite side of the fucking country.
And obviously you don't like Andrew Tate. And right. I don't know, there's probably more people that I'm
Do you like those two guys?
I don't know anything about Keemstar. I've met Andrew before in London. When I met him, he was very nice to me.
Yeah.
And
he was
that's
very
what I know
nice
about Andrew.
Okay, so do you think it's possible that when I'm criticizing people, it's from a place of, like, I think maybe the people that I'm criticizing are doing harm on other people?
Yeah, I mean, sure, you can... That's fine. Like, if you think somebody is hurting someone else and you want to call that out, you can. But your style, and you can't even argue.
Jimmy's passing me a note. 1 second. Jimmy passed me a note. He thinks you're too young to understand.
Damn.
I would completely disagree.
He says,
Ethan, when you get on the internet and you tell people to stop saying the N-word, you're promoting a lot of negativity, bro. You just don't see it.
You're a kid.
Has anything to do with it?
Yeah.
No. Just because I'm young doesn't mean I don't have a lot of wisdom, Jimmy. I don't know how old you are.
Because that's the real problem with him. The things that, boy, get off the microphone. I'm trying to parent to the microphone. The problem with Sebastian is not that he's young. It's that he's fucking stupid. And it's not as a result of him being young. It's because he's young, rich, I guess white, and refuses to learn about anything else in society except the dumb shit that he's promoting or that he's been fed by other people. Because he can at any time drop this dumbass alpha male content bullshit that implicitly, you know, ropes people into fascism and shit like that. It's entire videos about how this shit happens and research about how sexual insecurity, emasculation, and results of late capitalism or capitalism in decay turns people into white supremacists and, you know, hurts people, makes people feel more isolated, makes people feel like more suicidal and what have you. But instead of doing that, he's deciding like, I'm gonna keep saying this shit. And it's not because he's 24. By the time I was 24, I dropped all that shit. But he's choosing. Oh, this motherfucker. He's choosing to keep going along with this shit. And nobody's making him.
In my life, I've had a lot of experiences that people
How
don't
old
have.
are you? How old are you?
It doesn't matter. That's my entire point, is that it does not matter. And I'll tell you, I'm 24 years old.
And for the record, he's 24, I'm 28.
A lot of things, and I've been in a lot of positions that most people haven't, and
Go ahead,
that
Jimmy,
gives me experience and wisdom.
I don't want to fight.
But okay, I'm sorry. Listen, I just want to let's go through this video. So, you said
is the worst person.
It's just weird if it's like a joke and you're trying to reference stuff. It's edited like you're just saying these things. You say he's dumb and he's the worst person in the world. So, are you not you're not backing that up. You're saying we don't.
No. Ethan, first of all, I'm quoting you.
Okay.
Second.
Okay. So do you believe I'm the worst person in the world?
Hold on.
In this video, you say Ethan's the worst person in the world. There's no context about you making a joke.
Can I answer?
I just want to stay on the point. Yeah, of course, please.
Okay. In that video, I'm obviously being sarcastic. Okay? You're not the
Bro, I don't want to screw up. Please stop. I was just playing.
Worst person on the planet. All right? Can you understand that? You're smart, right? I'm obviously being sarcastic. Just how I was being sarcastic when I said everyone in their 20s should have a Lambo. There's sarcasm. And it's actually
Oh, you the stupid son of a bitch that said that dumb shit. Oof. God, bro.
specific
You were not joking
sarcasm.
when you said that dumb shit too. I did not know that was him. You fucking moron. Why the fuck don't you think people have a Lamborghini in their 20s? Sebastian, when was the last time you had a job that you actually had to do with your hands? And I can speak for a lot of people across America, both men and women, and everybody in between. You are not the voice of somebody that works for a living. You are a fucking right-wing grifter who's never known what it's like to live in poverty. And I don't trust that shit later on talking about some, my parents, we moved out of Romania and stuff through a state program. Usually when people like you get kicked out of / move out of communist countries, is usually a little bit extra to it. Not defending those countries, but a lot of people, like, take the Cubans that came from Cuba, that are living in Florida, that are ruining Florida now, y'all turn out to not be the best people. Or Yeonmi Park, that came from North Korea. Not saying that it's never good people that escape or get out of these places, but a lot of the time, y'all ain't shit. And this take might be kind of sketchy, but I don't trust you. I just really don't. Because every fucking time, it's somebody like, oh, I escaped North Korea. I escaped the Soviet Union. I escaped, Romania when it was communist in 1975. Every fucking time. Y'all are untrustworthy sacks of shit. Every time.
Called deadpanning.
Okay,
where it's designed to look like I'm almost being realistic.
You're doing deadpan humor.
Sure, yeah. So obviously you're not the worst person on the planet. Are you the best person? No. Are you?
Because what he's doing at the end of the day, he's playing to the insecurity and the hyper-capitalist mentality that a lot of men have. Because a lot of men are wondering why they don't have this and that or the other, and they're looking for reasons why they were born in the situation that they were born in, instead of talking about things like economic inequality, wealth divides, or just working within the means of what you have to get more. Like, say, forming a union at your job or something. He wants to tell you that all your problems are your fault. If you don't have a fucking Lamborghini, which is $100,000 car. First of all, bro, you know what a person can do with $100,000? Like, all the shit that people got going on, and you think that, like, the first thing that's going to be on their mind is a hyper expensive ass car. The average person who makes $100,000 is going to buy a house in a simple fucking car, like a fucking Prius or Camry or something. Ain't nobody gonna get a fucking $100,000 and go buy no fucking Lamborghini. You're a fucking fool. And it's like, and it's again, this somebody like this does not speak to the needs of working class people or the illnesses of why we may or may not have something, because he's never been here before.
A person that's good, are you a net positive? Probably not.
Okay.
Probably not, based on the content that you put out there.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, I like that. That's a good starting point. We'll come back to that. I'll keep going.
We all know this. He's the worst person on the planet.
He wishes he was us.
He
does. So this is awesome.
Right-wing rifters?
Like, obviously it's not you saying it, but you didn't challenge him. Do you think that I wish I was you, or
you should quit your show and just like get into sales?
Buddy here? You can be honest.
No, I don't think so. I think that you probably are okay with
try drop shipping.
Because you're okay. Okay, so your buddy says
AI algorithm.
I wish I was him. Do you think he really means that? Because you do a podcast with him.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, you don't.
Yeah, he's actually my business partner. But yeah, I talked to him.
Okay.
I don't know. Do you wish you were us?
Absolutely, man. You guys got it all. I mean, everything that I don't
What's
have,
up?
right? Like everything I don't have.
So you do?
Yeah. So, for example, what is it that you guys have that you think I would wish to have?
Well, I don't believe this, but if you want to talk about this, we can talk about it. Is that what you want to do?
I'm curious, yeah, since you seem to be open to entertaining the idea. So I'm curious, what are the enviable traits of your life?
Do you want to talk about this, or can we get through the video? I mean, I could tell you this, but I feel like we're just we're ranting, like we're just going off.
Okay,
in
let's
another
watch
direction.
the video. Yeah, let's do that.
I would love to speak to him. I'd love to talk to him and go on his podcast. I would try to change his life, but I think I'd have a hard time. That'd be the final boss of the toughest battle. Some people are really
change his life. I already made the jokes already, but like literally, what the fuck are you gonna do? Like you gonna have Elon? I keep saying like Ethan Klein is gonna start talking about empty bullshit.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm actually really excited to talk to you. Yeah, I'm really, really excited. I'm all smiley.
Go ahead, man. This is your opportunity to change my life. And I'm in desperate need of it, too.
Man. That's the goal, man. So can I ask you this then? So now that we're done with the video, why you've defended obesity and you've bragged about being out of shape and being overweight. Why do you do that?
What the fuck does defending obesity mean? Like, did Ethan Klein literally just say like, hey, if somebody's fat, don't make fun of them? And that somehow comes as a bad net negative on society. Like, what you want to live, and this is implied heavily. Like, so what? We should just make fun of and make the lives miserable of people who are like fighting and dealing with obesity for no fucking reason. And again, like I said in the last video, it's a lot of people dealing with obesity, and it's not because they don't want to work out. It's a lot more complicated than that. Again, you know, a lot of people are obese. Number one is because they don't have enough time to work and make actual clean meals for themselves. Two, everybody doesn't have money to go to a gym membership, get a gym membership. A lot of people are just making do, getting a rent, getting some food, and, you know, getting back and forth to work and whatever. And when they do want to do something special, they want to spend it on a fucking gym membership. So, like, not to mention the fact that a lot of people in the United States especially live in food deserts. Like, so many people live in areas where, you know, it's McDonald's, Burger King, you know, Little Caesars, Chinese restaurants. But places that are offering actual good meals for people are far and few in between and are often relegated to the wealthier suburbs. So that's why a lot of people in the city, and to some extent a lot of people in the suburbs, are, you know, having problems with obesity. Then not to mention, like, so many, like, you know, problems that can be with your body. I forget the words right now because I'm more angry than I am thinking today because the last video, but so many things can be wrong with somebody's body that causes them to have a lot of weight on their body. You don't know. There's certain treatments and medications that can cause you to gain weight. And there's people that can be born with different gland problems and what have you. So you never fucking know. So yeah, you shouldn't be shaming people, male or female, man or woman, or anybody in between, for being fat. Because it's none of your damn business. Like, who are you shaming? Like, if they're fat, and or something like that, and you don't want to be friends with them, just stay away from them. They don't have to hear your shit. Keep it to yourself. And then this is again something else that's pussy repellent, because women often at the time feel overweight even if they're not, and they don't want no motherfucker that's already come out of the woodwork trying to say that oh, you have a little bit of a tummy, you're fat, you need to go to the gym, babe. No woman wants to hear that. We can continue, I guess.
Why don't you think that it's appropriate to take care of yourself?
Okay,
and have
perfect.
Look
a
at
healthy
this
body?
disingenuous fucking phrasing. We said don't make fun of fat people because you don't know what the fuck they could be going through or what could have happened to them. A lot of people gain weight from depression. A lot of people get eating disorders too. and you turn that into why is people taking care of themselves? When the fuck did anybody say don't take care of yourself? Because what you're implying is that and then it's like you still don't help yourself out of it. And this is why Ether Klein and the rest of the people don't like your dumb ass. Because you are implying now that people are only obese due to the fact that they're not taking care of themselves.
Thank you for asking that, because I think it's interesting you started this conversation by accusing me and my wife of taking things out of context and how bad and how stupid that makes you look. It's funny that you say that, because it's pretty obvious if you go back to anything I said about it, is that I 100% respect people that exercise. I obviously am a rational person. I understand that exercise is important. It's healthy. And I don't think that obesity is anything to be brag about. In fact, I'm always trying to lose weight. People know it's a big part of my personality is that I recently gained weight from taking antidepressants, and I'm trying to work it off and stuff. So, and also, I will say, as a comedian, I felt that, to me, it was pretty obviously a joke. Once again, I don't know if I would call it deadpan. I'll have to look up the exact genre of comedy. Maybe you guys could think about that, maybe to help you consume it. But the joke I was making is that if I spend X amount of time on the treadmill, right, will it make me live X amount of time more?
No.
And in the segment, we crunched the numbers, and we figured out that working out does pay off. And in fact, there's people laughing in the clip behind that. So you started off by saying that people don't get the proper context. So now now that you've heard the full context, what are your thoughts about that?
Well, yeah, I mean, thank you for explaining it to me. That's a much better response. That's a much better stance on it. I would
always my
agree
stance.
with you.
Yeah.
Well, that's good. Yeah, that's good. Well, thank you for explaining it to me. Yeah, it's good. I would say you should try very hard to exercise and have a great body. It makes you feel good. If you feel good, you're going to think good. You're going to perform better. You're going to be happier about yourself. You're going to be proud of yourself. It's good for your mental health.
Shut up, pussy. Because what's being implied here is that everybody that's not working out 24/7 because they're not rich right-wing grifters who make money off other people's misery is that if you're fat, you're just not trying. And like I said, this is the refusal to take in any other information about why people can have a certain amount of weight on them. And everybody fucking knows that. Like, oh, if you work out, you will feel better about yourself. Whoa, Sebastian, damn. You just blew my mind.
Right, I know that. No, I agree.
So,
yeah.
Yeah, that's great. I mean, that's great. Are you still on antidepressants?
Yes, I am.
So you're currently, would you describe yourself as a depressed person? Are you currently depressed?
Yeah, because he's talking your punk ass.
No, I'm not currently depressed.
Can I eat?
Why are you taking?
Well,
why are you taking depressed?
Yeah, because I was depressed. I was having a hard time a few years ago, and I decided to try Lexapro, and it's really helped me a lot. It's actually I recommend people that are feeling depressed that they should I think people should try it. In fact, I recommend it.
So I would disagree. I would say that there's a lot of things you could try before taking.
And before we move on to the depression shit, which is every alpha male dickhead is wrong about too, keep in mind that when it comes to weight, there's a median weight that you want to be at. There's no such thing as, well, because of course you can have too much weight, but you can also have too little. You want to be healthy. In this bullshit, trying to shame people for being fat or for having like a little bit of a stomach, especially women, but even a lot of men and shit can cause them to have eating disorders and, cause things like anemia and anorexia and, other shit can go on. People start doing drugs to lose weight, all type of shit. So we can move on now. Just my opinion from Skate Punk Lefty, from James, make sure that you healthy and you happy with the way that you look. That's all that fucking matters.
Medication, synthetic medication to cure this, because depression can come from a lot of things. And if you sit down and think about it, it's probably going to be different for every single person. But I was depressed at one point. My mom was depressed. We were depressed for different reasons. My mom took antidepressants.
Because they had you?
I didn't. I was depressed because I didn't like the way that I looked when I was a kid. And instead of taking medication, I just tried really hard to get really,
so
really
when
healthy.
You say that you have the wisdom.
Well, hold on.
Hold on. This is important. You acknowledge that you've been depressed, but you also talk about you have the wisdom of a 24-year-old. Do you think that there's other reasons that people could be depressed other than kind of adolescence anxiety about the way that they look, which is pretty common? Let's be real. I think everybody's insecure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think there's several reasons why people could be depressed, and I'm not going to try to name them off to you, but I think that there's plenty of reasons people could be depressed. But either way, depression...
But I'm not going to name them off so I can disingenuously act like everybody's depression is at a foot like mine's was. Because, like, don't get me wrong, like, teen depression and young adult depression about how you look is a real fucking thing. But many people go through many different things in their fucking life that causes them to be depressed. People lose their jobs, people lose their homes, people go through traumatic events, you know, of many kinds that can bring on depression and shit, and those eating disorders like we talked about earlier. But I guess we're on another subject. So this is him not wanting to name things because he wants to disingenuously act like all depression is just at a foot of, oh, you're depressed, you're just how can I put it, like, oh, you're depressed, you're just like mad about things that you will eventually grow past, when all things that you're depressed about ain't necessarily things that you will grow past. It's some things in life that will stick with you.
Will come from you're not in a situation that you like. You're not where you like to be, whether that's done to you outside of you or whether you've done it to yourself. It's just you're not happy with your situation or where you're at in life. And a lot of the
but it's not always your fault. Things can happen to you that are unforeseen. See, the thing is, you got control over your life, but not to a certain extent. It's literally people out here now, like, let's say people who drive without licenses to get back and forth from work, and then if their car gets taken by the police, they get fired. Those are things that are not in their fucking control. People who have health problems, that's not in their control, and that shit can kick in any fucking day, and then they have to spend a week in a hospital, and they're out of work and out of everything else. And imagine that millions of people in America without insurance, something happens to them, they can't go to the doctor to get seen about it. So you don't have control over every little thing in your life. If anything, the system that we live under is responsible for the unpreparedness that a lot of people are feeling about different aspects of their lives. It is not as simple as, well, you know, you just gotta work through it, you got control over it. Not all the time.
A lot of the times you can personally make a change, or you can react differently to make that situation better. And doing that, like actually reacting, like for me to go to the gym and come up with a diet plan and learn and work on getting a six-pack is a lot harder than popping a pill every morning.
Popping pills is the easy way out.
Right. Yeah. So yeah,
you know what's interesting?
So it's like everyone's gonna always opt for, or not everyone, but most of the time you're gonna opt for the easiest route. But I don't believe.
Freaking weakling is not so. There's no such thing as either way being the easy way out of something. There's many different ways you can deal with depression, but the fact that you dealt with it is what matters. Popping a pill is not necessarily. You know how hard it is, bro? Because you know a lot of people and shit, because of people like you, Sebastian, feel like they're pill heads and meth heads and shit because they are taking depression medication. Which whatever it might be. And it's hard to get over that hurdle of taking pills every morning. And a lot of people want to tell themselves that they're going to be okay. But they just can't do it. So the only choice that they have is to take the fucking pills. And while distracting yourself from your problems, or, you know, because like I said, something like your body, to some extent, you know, depending on if you have health problems or not, but if you're like a healthy young white guy or a healthy young black guy, you can hit the gym and like shape up and shit like that. But everybody can't fucking do that. Everybody can't do that. For many different reasons. Be it location, be it finances, and all type of shit. Especially in high school. You know how many dudes are going to school with like $4 every fucking day? Just to get on the bus to get to school and get back. So you think some like, you know, big guy who was like, you know, a little bit big for his age, he can just be like, well, I don't like being fat, so I'm going to go to the gym. When his parents can barely afford to get him back and forth to school. keep in mind. Funnily enough, these are the same people that want to take away like free school breakfast and shit, so they ain't gotta pay for that. But my point being is that everybody's depression or reason why they're depressed is situational, and you don't know what it is. And everybody's depression is not as simple as they don't like how they look. Because in that situation, you got two choices. You can learn to live with how you look, or you can try to slightly improve how you look. But you can't always do that throughout every situation that you're depressed.
That the easiest route is the good route. I think the harder route is the good route.
I actually think your opinion is super toxic, and it's actually super basic.
Stupid.
And you talk about wisdom.
Toxic.
I think you're... No, and I'll explain to you why. Well, you're making a lot of assumptions about me again. I've been to a lot of therapy, and I've tried lots of things to improve my situation. The pills was the last ditch effort to do something to help my situation. In fact, if you'll know, I had the pills next to my bed for months because I was so apprehensive to take it because of all the opinions of people like you who, and because I felt that too, like that it's the, and people say it's the easy way out. People who kind of are in the Sigma grind set like you. It was actually the hardest decision I had to make in my mental health recovery was the decision to take the pill, right? And I think for a lot of people, that's the reality of taking antidepressants. It's not the easy way out. It's actually the hardest decision to make.
My mom went through it, and what you said's right. What you just said's right. She went through this for years.
Right.
He was bipolar, so you said the truth. You spoke from your heart.
Thank you, Jimmy. I did speak from my heart.
You're making me almost cry.
How is my
like
opinion
that.
toxic?
That's crazy.
Well, it's toxic because
It's about me, guys. I know you were kind of having a cool moment over there, but it's about me. When I'm saying that people who take antidepressants are taking the easy way out instead of just eating shit and being depressed, how's that toxic? When I'm making a mockery of medical help, how is that toxic?
a lot of your peers and people who share that opinion with you. And I think it's toxic because it's discouraging men specifically from seeking out valid and very helpful treatments for their problems. You think that going to the gym is going to resolve all your issues, and I think that's actually...
No,
you talk
I didn't
about,
say that.
Well,
no, I didn't say that.
You say...
I think you're the weakling, Sebastian. If you really wanted a way out of your depression, you should have bought a fucking skateboard. Only you weak beta males go to the gym. Real men buy a skateboard or a BMX bike or a motocross cycle, and we go fucking... No, we jump, spin, and dive our fucking depression out. But a weak man, you just go, oh, I'm gonna lift the bar up. I'm gonna lift up the bar. Fuck on.
I said, look, if you don't like the way you look, get in the gym. Don't take an antidepressant pill.
What about other reasons people can be depressed? Jesus, man.
I could have told you that.
And that is the correct thing. That is the correct thing to do.
Yeah, but that's not that interesting of a statement, is it? Because that's pretty.
It doesn't
obvious.
have to be interesting. Yeah, oftentimes the correct thing is boring, and it's yeah, sure, it could be basic and boring.
I also don't think
correct.
that's clinical depression. You have 24 years of wisdom, so I don't want to patronize you, but if you're able to go to the gym and go through the depression and get kind of shake off the depression, I don't think that is clinical depression.
That's not depression.
Yeah,
The appearance.
Yeah, I mean, who are you to say why I felt depressed? I had a very depressive feeling.
Right. Well, there is a clinical
part about myself.
Yeah, there is a clinical.
So I mean, you. It's an opinion.
Right.
It's
no,
not,
it's not.
You guys can't. You're not. You have no authority to say what's okay to cause my depression or what isn't. I mean, I don't know why you're depressed, but I'm not going to sit here and say, well, that's not a fair reason to be depressed. Why are you depressed? Why were you depressed?
No. I'm not saying it's not a fair reason. I'm saying that there is a clinical definition of what.
Like if a woman was like assaulted by somebody, and then you would automatically say, well, I really don't believe her. I need more of the facts. Well, Sebastian, I don't believe you. I need more of the facts.
What clinical depression is, right? And chances are, if you're young and you go to the gym and shake it off, you probably don't have clinical depression. And can I ask you, were you ever diagnosed with depression?
No. Just say no. All you gotta say.
I think I went to when I went and got therapy for a period of time, and I went to a psychiatrist as well. and they said I just have some similar symptoms, like I'm over there, but
You're over
I
there.
didn't take any medication,
Right.
any medication for it. I worked my way out of it. And this is also so you understand.
Can I say something?
this
You
is-
say you worked your way out of it. It implies
Well,
that
hold
people
on.
who have clinical depression are not doing everything that they can to get rid of it before they take the medicine. There's this implicit thing that you and your peers say is that people who have depression are weak, and that if they taking the medicine,
No.
that's a sign of weakness. Right?
No, not at all.
Medicine
No,
is
no,
a
no.
cop out. It's
Crack
the
the
easy
door,
way
it's
out.
hot in here.
No, not at all. I'm not saying people that have depression are weak. I would argue that most people feel depressed at some point in their life. That's what I would feel.
Well,
most people I know.
that's not an
will-
argument.
Right.
That's a known fact. People go through depressive
Okay.
periods. It's absolutely
Right.
normal.
So everyone has been there, and it's not weak for you to be depressed. Everyone has been depressed.
No, that's not
maybe
what I'm
in
saying.
that moment. Maybe in that moment you're being a little bit weak in that moment.
Taking
Maybe
the
not. I don't
medicine
know.
is the weakness that you're implying.
112.
I'm saying that there's a lot that should
I'm
be
going
done
for
before you
111,
take medicine.
214,
And I'm also saying that even though you're not, I'm saying that is going to be hard. Like whatever that you have to do before you take medicine, whether it be go to the gym or work and mend a relationship, it's going to be extremely difficult. And people are going to give up far too soon before it fixes itself and they can pull themselves out of that feeling, out of that state. Okay, so taking a pill, yes, you said you could think about taking it for months and it can be on your mind. But for you to go into the gym or for you to fix something in your life, that could take way longer than months, and it could be way harder than thinking about taking a pill.
Do you think?
And people oftentimes give up.
You and your contemporaries talk often about going to the gym. It's very important to you guys, and it seems almost like. And I Bradley Martin's a friend of mine, and I don't mean to.
By the way, my kids are in the gym all the time, so
It's good.
kids his age, they're all kudos to him. My sons want to
Good.
be built. They lift weights. They want to look good for the girls. That makes
It's
them feel
good.
good.
The gym
Yeah,
is
it's a good thing when
but
you
I'm
do it. My
saying
kids do it.
there's this weird emphasis that like the gym can fix all your problems, and I find that odd.
No, not at all. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying this will fix one of the problems. And absolutely, all men should go to the gym. Men should be.
I'm not saying it, but I'm implying it. What if I don't like the gym? What if I don't like being around greaseball, jock, dipshit, alpha male wannabes? So I avoid going there, and I found other ways of exercising, Sebastian. How about that?
Be proud of what they look like. Men should be strong. That's their job. You have to protect your girlfriend, your wife. You have to protect your kids. So it's your job as a man to be physically strong, to protect those people that rely on you,
Okay.
for sure.
So your job as a man is to be strong to protect them from physical violence if you need to.
One of the
This dude's a dumbass in this factory. What the fuck are you talking about? In the world of guns and other ways to defend yourself? Look, this is not a movie. I'm not going to say absolutely nothing can happen to anybody, especially depending on where you live at. But it's doubtful where you're going to ever be in a situation where you're definitively going to have to fight somebody over your woman or some shit like that. You rarely see that shit nowadays. But I doubt you ever really saw it. These motherfuckers live their lives based on like the good guy with the gun mentality. But I guess it's a good guy with muscles mentality where they think that, you know, there's going to be that one day down in the dark alley, I'm going to be like Batman's dad. There's going to be a robber, and I'm going to grab the gun and use it on him. That doesn't fucking happen, dude. If somebody's going to do something to you, they're going to fucking do it. And I'm not saying there's things that you can't do to stop them, but usually the way that people look for self-defense against people harming them is through weaponry, tasers, pepper spray, and guns. Nobody is going around trying to like square up and fight motherfuckers anymore. You rarely ever see that.
many jobs.
Yeah.
Yes. One of the many jobs you have. One of the many responsibilities of being a man.
Right. And in the modern world, I understand that because, as we all know, there's constantly bandits and vigilantes and barbarians coming at us with spiked maces and shit.
Ethan, if somebody were to break into your house and
We lay them the fuck out. That's how we would deal with it. What the fuck are you talking about, bro? Like, all this shit, like, well, he's gonna get further into his stupidity.
You are not protected from it, and let's say you fight up against this dude, and this dude has more, he's stronger than you, and he has more training of combat experience than you. He's going to kill you. He's going to win.
Yeah, I have
This puts you in a state of, and I don't believe this is the right term, like Stockholm syndrome. You always fucking spooked out and ready for somebody to do something to you in a world where this shit really happens. Burglaries in general are usually non-violent crime. People who break into houses, I'm not going to say that they don't have weapons or that they can't harm people, because that has been shown to happen. Let it happen to a woman. Sebastian to defend that shit. But like, you know, most burglaries are done by people who are doing crimes of opportunity to steal things, not by people who are doing crimes to hurt other people. Like, there has been times in history, or, you know, I'm sure cases where people have broken in their house and people have been taken advantage of or hurt in some way. I'm not gonna say it absolutely cannot happen, but most burglaries are people who are desperate and poor breaking into houses to steal shit. Not saying that you just let people break in and steal your shit, but I'm saying for the most part, that's what most burglaries are about. And when most people's houses are burglarized, bullshit call, fucking spam number, but when most houses are burglarized, it's not because people are trying to like get in the house and get somebody. It's mostly because they're trying to steal valuable things, and the most often broken in houses are like wealthy people. Like, if you're like an average working class person, you're very unlikely to have your house broken into, unless you're going around telling everybody everything that you got. But on the side note of that, you know, most people's houses that get broken in are like wealthy white people, not, you know, poor or working class people. Not saying it's impossible, but if you just like work a regular ass job and you got like a PlayStation and you live with your wife, nobody's gonna be like statistically trying to break in your house and just steal from you.
Do whatever he wants to do to your wife and your kids and break your house, and that's just it's a hypothetical situation.
I have a gun, because a fool would try to engage them in combat. And
you really have a gun, Heath?
Yeah, I have a shotgun for home defense. It'd be foolish.
What if you can't load your gun in time? What if you can't get to your gun in time? What if he has a gun?
Well, I would assume he would have a gun.
That's the point.
If someone broke in the house,
that's the point of him having the fucking gun ready to fucking go. You really think that people that have guns just like, don't get me wrong, not trying to incriminate people, because, you know, but I'm saying most people who own firearms have them ready to fucking go. There's nobody around here who owns a fucking firearm that's just like, well, I own a firearm. I'm kind of, you know, I kind of have it, you know, and like ready to go. I really, you know, I could do something to shoot somebody. I could not. No, people who have firearms have them ready to fucking go.
You're a weapon.
Right. You're just not as prepared to deal with any situation possible. And that's just something that I don't feel good about. Like, I would rather be more prepared and better safe than sorry.
So
for sure. And that competence also would make me feel more confident. I wouldn't like have more anxiety.
In the world of dipshits who base their confidence level on how they can harm somebody,
have more worry in my bed at night if somebody were to break in or
why are you so fucking worried about somebody? Dude, you know this motherfucker does not live in a city or inner city. You live in the fucking suburbs. Like, ain't nobody trying to break in your fucking house. Cause I'm sure where you live at, if not somewhere isolated, the other people that live in the area that you live in are rich. When people are even breaking into houses nowadays, ain't nobody stupid enough to go to like Beverly Hills, California, walking around with a hoodie and a mask on, looking for houses to break into.
Sound outside.
Let me ask you
I would feel better about myself.
Can a six-pack stop bullets?
I mean, if you work it out hard enough, maybe. I don't know.
Right.
You're an idiot.
Right. Because it just seems like, I mean, being strong looks cool, and some women like it.
Yeah, well, I don't just work out either, Beef, and I also do, like, I train Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu. I do combat sports.
You see, this ready to get people. I'm ready to fight. I'm ready to kill. I'm ready to go get them. I'm ready to go get them. And you wonder why, like, a lot of like hot ass women wind up with like fat short guys and shit. This is why.
Hell yeah,
I go
brother.
to the gym. I do cardio. I do all
Combat
sorts of stuff.
sports,
I do a lot
Because
of.
keep in
I go
mind,
ro-
this carries on from the last video. No woman wants to be around no nigga. Don't get me wrong, women want to feel protected, but they don't want to be around a motherfucker constantly talking about when it's gonna be the next battle, when I'm gonna have to protect you. I'm seeing through the darkness of a different world, and one day you're gonna need me. No woman want to be around a motherfucker like that all the time.
rock climbing. I go rock climbing. I play tennis.
Yeah, that
I'm
sounds
active
super
in
fun
every
and
way
cool.
I can be.
That sounds super fun
Super feminine.
and
Thank
cool.
It is. It's better than making fun of people on the internet all day.
Ooh, that was below the belt.
Bitch.
That was below the belt. That last comment. Below the belt.
No, it's
Ethan.
okay. We're here to talk everything out. Well, that's you're talking about my professional
Ethan, you
job
should
versus my
you should
hobby.
come with me.
I'll hold my applause until one of these alpha male dipshits be able to just stand on a skateboard or make a jump on like a motocross bike without flipping over and hurting themselves.
You should come with me, Ethan. We can go
He
together.
can show you,
It's really
Ethan,
fun.
the world. You need to learn.
We could fight. We could fight.
24
It would inspire you. You'd be like, this is fun. Let's do it more.
So let me ask you this:
I'd be
some
down to do
dudes,
that.
Man,
some
Ethan will whoop your ass, bro. I already know. Like, don't get me wrong. And this is like, bro, because it's like this weird thing where people threatening leftists on the internet, be like some, oh, I'll fight Xander, or I'll fight Voss, or I'll fight Lonerback, and these people be like, these gentle people not really looking for a fight. And probably Noah Sampson gets it too. And you best believe, bro, most left-wing people can't fight. Them people will beat your ass. Ethan Klein will beat your ass. Like, dead ass serious, bro. Like, because one thing that I learned throughout my entire life of so-called being a man is that the quietest people that never talk about fighting are often at the time some of the best fighters. And people that are always talking about, oh, I can kickbox, I know judo, I know jujitsu, I got a knife in my boot, and I almost killed a guy before a few days ago. Those people be bitches. And they always get their ass whooped by quiet people all the fucking time.
men are.
Here's a tip, Sebastian, for you and your alpha male dipshit. If somebody said that they don't want to fight, don't push that person.
Smaller in stature, are they just doomed to be a pathetic partner because they can't protect their family? What's your thoughts on small-statured, small-muscled people who have, you know what I mean?
The little guy.
The little guy.
No. Yeah. My business partner is average or a little bit below average height, and I have some
Wow,
friends
what a loser.
as well. And they should do. Hold on. And they should do just that. They should also prepare and train themselves. When I was in jiu-jitsu, there was plenty of people that were smaller than me when I started out that had more experience than me that would kill me.
I want to
They'd
ask you. I
absolutely
want to ask
destroy
you a
me.
very specific question, though. Protecting the family is part of a man's job. So if you take a really short guy, like 5 foot, he's going to be better at that job, or you're going to be way better at that job than him, just on paper, right? You are better. If when it comes to protecting the family, you got that on the little guy. You can speak
I don't
the
think I
truth.
understand what your point is.
No,
I
the
don't
point
understand
is
what the
that
point
you,
is.
as a man, have a job to protect the family. Some people are better at protecting the family because they're stronger and bigger, and some people are worse at protecting the family because they're littler or fatter or less muscular. So if
No,
a woman
not
had to,
necessarily.
No, hold on. Let me.
Hold on, let me answer.
I
wanna
want to
answer
get
you.
the logic out of you. If
Okay.
if
I want to answer.
yeah, okay, go ahead. So, are you better at protecting your family than a 5 foot dude?
No, I think, like
No.
I just said, it depends on your level of competence. It depends on how well trained you are.
So you
Like
think
I
a
said, when
5
I
foot
was
dude's
doing
gonna
jujitsu-
Muay Thai a fucking
Hold on. Okay, look, if you interrupt me all the time, you're never gonna understand what I'm trying to say. You're asking me a question, I'm
Right,
trying
you're
to explain
right.
it to you. You
I
won't
gotta
let me
sift
finish.
for. No, you're right. They're gonna sift for gold, dude. Go ahead.
It depends on your level of training. If there is a 5 foot guy that came into my house and he is the most badass military dude that's been training for years, he will probably win, right? I don't have as much
You think
training.
there's a
I don't have
5
as much
foot guy
experience
who's a
as
fucking
him.
Navy SEAL?
Probably, absolutely. I think it depends on your level of competence. And like I just said, when I was doing jujitsu, there are people that were smaller than me that would win against me on a ground fight because they're way more trained in jiu-jitsu. And same goes for Muay Thai. There could be a guy that's a little bit shorter than me or has like a smaller reach than me, and he could beat me in Muay Thai if he's been training his entire life because he has a better strategy than I do. Now, if you were to take somebody that's smaller and me, and we have the same exact level of training, then odds are I would probably win because I'm just bigger and I have more strength. Yes, right. Obviously. That's not a surprise. But I'm not saying that if you're little, you have no chance at all. If you're little, you just have, I would say you have extra work to do. You have more work to do.
Yeah.
Why? How tall are you, Ethan? I mean, you're pretty tall, aren't you?
I'm like 5'11", but it doesn't matter really because I have a gun.
You have a gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, you have a gun, so you're fine.
Yeah, right, exactly. But exercising is cool. Hey, so let's move on to something else.
Holy shit!
This tweet we talked about on the show, you said you should be able to see it on your computer. Men literally want one thing: large mountain-style home in the forest by a lake, pleasant wife with no attitude, 3 to 5 kids.
You guys didn't like that one.
Well, specifically, what is a pleasant wife with no attitude?
Can you give me?
Whoa! How do you know anybody wants any of this shit? First of all, number one, I like living in the middle of the city. I don't want to live in a forest by a fucking lake where there's no people to talk to, interact with, or nowhere to skateboard at. 2, what does pleasant wife with no attitude mean? You don't want a woman with free will that disagrees with you. 3 to 5 children, go fuck yourself. And dynamic gym inside in an RV garage. I'll take the RV garage, but you can trade the gym for a skate park or an off-road track.
Thank you.
What's a pleasant?
Right, you guys, for 5 minutes, you were like, thank you. He literally said, men want one thing, and he listed off 5 things. And in that moment, I realized that, like, anytime you were looking into me, anytime that you got into something that was actually interesting, you're like, okay, parents grew up poor, came from a communist country, mom grew up uneducated. Somehow this kid's a millionaire. Boring. Okay,
what do I need to? I'm not here to fucking.
Give me a second because they both casting at the bottom of the screen. Move myself up. Oop. Put it back. Oop. Come on. This is on video. This is embarrassing. Move me up. View back over. There we go.
Generated $50 million in sales for his clients. He made a bunch of money on the internet. Boring. And then I go to this, and you guys talk about.
I'm here to talk about interesting stuff.
In the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter where the fuck you came from or who you are. And I feel kind of sketched out when people say they escaped communism because there's usually some more backstory to them being a piece of shit. But not only that. It's what matters the most is about what you're promoting, not where you came from.
You're here to talk shit. I'm
here. I think what's interesting is that we talk about the places where we conflict. I think it's great that you're an immigrant and you came to America and succeeded. It's like, great. What do you want me to do? Suck your dick?
Ethan, no. Is it not more interesting that my parents came here to escape communism? They could barely speak the language, and I lifted my family out of poverty and turned us into multimillionaires. Is that not more interesting than me saying men want one thing? And
yes, but it's uncontroversial. Why would I want to discuss that? Tell me, what is a pleasant wife with no attitude?
Sebastian, can I ask
you know what an interesting conversation is? Do you think an interesting conversation until someone just sucking your dick and doing a puff piece? I think that is what you think it is based on your podcast.
No, not at all. Not at all. I've done interesting stuff, and we could have interesting conversations.
Tell me, you wrote it. What is a pleasant wife with no attitude?
I'm just saying, Ethan, that there is a lot of interesting conversations that don't have to be controversial. But you don't know that because your entire brand is based on controversy.
No. I'm having an interesting conversation.
What's his job?
Based on our differences of opinion.
Right. What's his job?
So, do you have a difference in opinion? You don't want a pleasant wife?
Okay. Yeah.
Do you want a wife? Do you want a wife with attitude? Ethan?
What does attitude mean?
A wife that nags, a wife that talks back to you, a wife that remarks at you and says sly comments. Do you want that in your house?
Right. Well, do you think
this is one of the reasons why I want to go over this video? This does not happen at all. I'm not gonna say it's impossible for it to happen, but it's rare in a million. Because if a woman wants to be with you, Most women that want to be with you are going to implicitly submit to you. There's two things I need to say here. So there's no such thing as you getting with a woman and then suddenly out of nowhere she has like a bunch of attitude out of nowhere. She's cussing you out. She's giving you a hard time. She's not showing you any understanding. That just doesn't happen, first of all. Second of all, what's being implied here is that a woman with attitude is just somebody that disagrees with him and doesn't do every little thing that he says. And you know, and it's a way to deprecate the humanity away from, you know, women, especially when they're in spouse relationships. Like, they're never supposed to say anything about anything he says or does.
Woman, quote unquote, nags, that's just like an inherent quality of women? Because you act like it's kind of right. Because you act like there would never be a reason for a woman to bother you about anything. Like, your significant other would never have a legitimate reason to, quote, nag you.
I would never want my wife to call me weird names or like make remarks towards me. Yeah, like I would never want her to say that I'm stupid or I don't look good or just
of course. Well, that's just me.
This doesn't happen. This doesn't happen. Yeah, this is playing on men's insecurity before you. And it's like, what's sad, you know, this relates directly to my last video. And this is why a lot of men can't get into relationships, because they listen to motherfuckers like this sell them insecurities about different things that don't fucking happen. No woman usually gets in a relationship with somebody and they be like, you want to know what I want to do? I'm going to belittle and disrespect this guy. Nobody does that.
To do something. If I asked her to do something, I wouldn't want her to have an attitude with me, and I would want her to act and speak to me as if we're on the same team, the same way that I would do that for her.
Yeah, but that's obvious. You're saying I don't want her to call me ugly. I mean, that's just mean. That's just like a toxic relationship. That's nothing to do with pleasant wife with no attitude. Sometimes an attitude is warranted, right? Like, you got a little attitude with me today. And that's cool, right? Because that's warranted, because it's a little bit contentious, our conversation. So sometimes an attitude is
this
just...
This is completely legit and justified too, and I'm not trying to like justify shit for Ethan. I'm just commentating over the video, trying to be transformative, but I also, you know, want to input shit. But yes, like being like, I want to say, how can I put this shit? When you fuck up in your relationship, whether you're getting too close to another woman, whether you buy something that you shouldn't have, say things you shouldn't have, you overstep boundaries that she has set up without knowing, I think it's very valid that the woman in a relationship says something to you about where and how you fucked up. And it's not less ladylike of her to stand up for herself and stand up for her own values and her boundaries. Like, you're in a relationship with a human being, not a pet. This ain't 1954 no more either. Get with the fucking program. If you don't want a woman with attitude, you might as well just get ready to just pay women to be with you. Because those are the only type of women that will be with you without any attitude, are women that you're paying to be with you. And if you choose that path, don't complain that it's all women that are like that.
Justified, right?
I don't know. It depends on the scenario.
Okay. So it depends on the scenario. So is there ever a scenario that you would have with your significant other that would warrant her to have an attitude with you?
I mean, yeah, I imagine if I like did something really stupid, right. Like if I don't know, I would never do this because I'm not a cheater, but I could imagine if I cheated, she'd have an attitude, which is
I think that's a mild. He's putting it mildly, yeah.
But
an attitude.
I would never do that because that is not the person that I am. But yeah, I just want a pleasant wife with no attitude. I don't think there's anything wrong with that. I would say that most women would want a pleasant husband that has ambition and has goals, and I think that's fine.
Well, yeah, and I want that in my woman too. I want a smart woman who has ambition.
I'm getting a headache.
That's it.
So your stance is you can look pretty when you're with me.
Oh, here we go.
But if you're not with me, you need to not look pretty.
No.
Okay.
Wrong. My stance is you shouldn't dress provocatively unless you're with me.
What's provocative?
Like showing a ton of cleavage or wearing as little clothing as possible.
Wearing as little clothing as possible. Okay, so it's cool with...
which also most women.
That's it. So
So your stance is you can look pretty when you're with me,
Deposit.
but if you're not with me, you need to not look pretty.
No,
Okay.
wrong. My stance is you shouldn't dress provocatively.
Which is
unless you're
implying
with
that
me.
women are getting into relationships with unsuspecting men and going out dressing like whores to see if they can find somebody better. Again, a thing that rarely, if ever, fucking happens. Most women, when they get into a relationship with somebody, they're submitting their time and effort into keeping you happy, just like you're submitting your time and effort into keeping them happy. A relationship is very transactional, and sometimes men or a woman, or if you're in a same-sex relationship or you date a non-binary person, they can fuck it up. But women or people rarely get into relationships and then dress a certain way to go out and fuck it up. Like I said, it's just playing on insecurity. Because when you think like this, like, oh, if a woman dresses a certain way, she's going to be out seeing and talking to other men, so I got to control all her outfits. That's insecurity that will never... It'll never be no woman is gonna coddle you and just wear, like a fucking nun's outfit or something like that. Women are gonna want to go out and be comfortable, especially like if it's really hot out or something like that. Women are, and they going out with their friends, they're gonna dress a certain fucking way. So like you're just gonna have to deal with it and trust her. That's a big part about being in a relationship, is just trusting somebody to do the right thing.
Talkative.
Like showing a ton of cleavage or wearing as little clothing as possible.
Wearing as little
No
clothing.
woman
as
gets
possible.
into a relationship.
Okay, so it's
and
cool
then
when they're
just
with
like,
you, but
I'm
if
gonna
they go
fuck
out
over
looking
him.
like
I'm gonna wear
that,
as little clothes
it's
as
not
possible
okay.
when I
And-
go out.
I mean, no, I would say even when they're with me, I wouldn't want them to do that in public.
Okay. Okay.
What's the problem?
Well, it's a little insecure.
Thank you.
No, it's not.
It
Yes,
is a
it is.
little bit.
It's a preference.
Well, no,
it's
it's a
not.
preference.
It's a preference.
Well, in this video, because you're kind of walking it back, so we can move on if you want. But in this video, you say, dress sexy when you're with me, but not when you're not with me.
Yeah, no, I would say
now
I
you're saying
prefer
don't
if she
dress-
never dressed.
Don't dress
I'm not
sexy.
saying dress sexy. Women can dress sexy and not provocatively. You can dress sexy and look tastefully good without showing like your tits and your butt and whatever. But
It's a preference.
yeah, I would say I would.
It's a preference
I
based
don't like
on
it.
your.
I don't like it.
Okay. Okay. That's fair. That's
It's not-
fair.
it's not-
No, that's fair. If you have that understanding with your partner, I think that's totally fair. But this preference.
It's not insecurity either. It's not insecurity. It's just I don't
It is,
like that.
Ethan, he's not insecure.
I don't want
It is. Like, let's follow the thread.
No, it's not.
Because you're basically.
No, it's not.
You're
Would
a
you
role-
want Would you want your wife out there?
Okay,
Would
hold
you
on.
want your wife out there dressed like a hoe?
Well, the definition
Ooh, you disrespectful shitbag. Like, come on.
of a hoe, I guess, is. I'm not quite sure what that means. But
You
you're.
just answer my question. Would you want her out there dressing or wearing as minimal clothing as possible out in a club?
What I want my. Well, hold on. Hold on.
No, answer the question.
Okay, well, let me show you
like,
this.
it's a
Do
yes
you
or
think,
no.
Okay, well, hold
It's
on.
a yes
Then.
or no.
Is my wife dressed like a hoe here? Because I just want to get your. She posted this to social media.
Would you go out to dinner with your wife dressed like that?
Of course she
Why
wouldn't.
the
go
fuck
like
would somebody
that.
go out to dinner dressed like that? No woman actually walks outside looking like this. And most of the time when they do, they're single. Or if they do, they're just gonna... Like, this is literally a fucking bra and yoga pants. Most women will wear like a crop top shirt with that or some shit. Ain't no woman walking out with no fucking bra on. And then that's it. We're gonna just go out to dinner like this. Like, this unrealistic, insecure bullshit, bro. Get the fuck out of here.
And what? But do you?
I don't
just,
know why she's posting. I mean, that's you and your wife, your relationship.
No, but I just
wouldn't. I wouldn't
say
be
what
okay
you
with her
want.
posting
Say
on
what you
Instagram.
want. I'm trying to understand your point. Do you think she's dressed like a hoe right now? And you can say yes, it's fine.
Yeah, I wouldn't want her posting. I wouldn't want my girlfriend posting pictures like
Okay,
that
because
on
that's a
Instagram.
preference from insecurity, right? Because
No, it's not.
Because
it's a prep. I don't want that.
It's insecure. I don't want it. Yeah, we know. See, like I said, this that 1950s control over everything a woman doing. Say it is insecurity, bro. Because when you are locked into a relationship with somebody, you're supposed to have that trust that no matter what she does or says, that is your partner at the end of the day. That's the woman that you are dating and she's dating you. You got to trust that partnership. And if you don't, that's your fucking problem. You need to look within yourself and ask why you don't trust your wife posting certain things on the internet. Then not to mention the fact these are the same motherfuckers who go around trying to say they want to date like supermodels and women that work out and shit, and they want to post their progress, or they post, you know, stuff because they're trying to get picked up through modeling, or they just like showing off, you know, like to their friends and family, like, look, you know, I've been working out a lot and here's my progress, you know, I got on like a crop top shirt, you can see my abs and, you know, leg muscles and shit, and then obviously you just melt the fuck down and can't take it. That's your problem, not theirs.
Yeah, because it makes you feel insecure.
It doesn't make me feel insecure.
For the last time, he's not insecure.
How does it make you feel?
Secure.
How does it make you feel?
I don't like the hold on. How that girl's portraying herself, like how she's basically advertising and like saying like, look how nice my body looks for the entire world to see, for the entire public to see. I don't like that. I want her to just save that for me.
Why
don't
you like
what
it?
I like.
The weird thing about this,
I just don't want other people seeing it.
Is that it doesn't
fucking
fucking matter.
yours.
It doesn't fucking matter, bro, because people are gonna see her any fucking way. It doesn't matter what she wear, where she dressed modestly or not. Other men are still gonna look at your woman when they're outside, and it's just something you are gonna have to fucking live with. Because that's just how life works. Everybody doesn't know she's in a relationship. Everybody doesn't know that she's dating somebody. Like maybe Ethan Klein's wife, because, you know, they're, you know, multi-million-dollar internet stars, you know, with lots of followers and subscribers or what have you. But most average people, you know, that are listening to this shit like, oh, I don't want my woman posting stuff like that either. People are going to look at the woman any fucking way. You think you're the only person that thought that the woman in question that you're trying to talk to or coerce, you know, and stuff like that in a constant relationship, you think you're the first man to like give her a compliment or something? You're not. And you never will be. So again, stop being insecure. People are going to look. But what matters is that you trust her to do the right things.
It's yours.
It's my wife. I don't want everyone to see her body.
She's
it's my wife.
Mine.
Yes, and I'm hers.
Okay, and so, well, to me,
that's
I don't want to control.
At the end, so he doesn't sound like he's like promoting ownership of the woman and stuff like that. But like some, you know, it's just my wife. Nobody's to be looking at my wife. And by the way, I'm hers too.
I want my wife Hila to be as powerful and confident as she wants to be. I'm not threatened by other women looking at her in a way that they think maybe she's attractive or maybe she looks hot or whatever, because I trust her, right? She knows. Well, hold on.
And even on top of that, speaking of which, man, Ethan just brought up something really important, is that when women dress up in these outfits and put on all this makeup, this, you know, possibly, you know, do their hair and put on them nails and shit like that and buy all this special clothing, it's not for men, it's for women. If a woman wants to like cheat or get like, you know, do something with another guy, they can do it with no makeup and with very little fucking effort. They don't have to put on a bunch of skimpy outfits and shit. It's women out there that get hit on that are, you know, gay, and they wear baggy pants and loose fitting shirts and hoodies, but men still hit on them. So what makes you think that the outfit that a woman is wearing does not determine, you know, if she's going to be accosted or talked to, or if she's going to cheat on you? It's about what that person wants to do. It has nothing to do with how they regularly dress.
That there's no one else out there who's going to tempt her away from me, and I want her to feel powerful and confident. Okay.
Not insecure is what you're saying. That's all
I don't think I'm insecure, right?
That's what you just said. I'm not insecure.
Yeah.
I'm the same with my wife.
Yeah.
She's with me, and nobody's going to do anything.
Exactly.
I mean, he's not going to do anything.
Right.
Yeah.
And so I just want you to dig a little deeper and explain why you don't like it, because it's yours, because she's
After
yours.
After this, I'm gonna skip forward.
And nobody else can see her
wife.
body. Nobody else can see her body.
Yeah.
But you.
Yes.
Even if she wants
100%.
to show it. Even if she wants to show it because she wants to feel
she
sexy.
Doesn't want to. She doesn't want to.
I know, but you're a role model and you're putting this out on your TikTok. This is what you're putting out. I know you guys have a preference, but I'm talking about your influence on men. So, if she wants to go out and dress sexy and look good, you're against that.
Yes.
Yes.
I'm against her dressing provocatively. She can look nice.
Because for women, putting on makeup and dressing sexy and going out, it makes them feel powerful.
Let's skip ahead and see what else we can get.
For a design that was 99% inspired from something else that sourced from.
This is they little. I don't want to go over that.
In reality, he's a lot less aggressive. That's just what I believe.
He's a sex trafficker?
Oh, we can go over that.
But the population of them, which I think it's like, I don't know what percent it is. They are responsible for a majority of like the.
I wanted to do this.
Yeah, no. Yeah, it would just be straight limbic system.
Well, there's actually studies, right, of when there was like a wolf girl or something who wasn't exposed, or she was kept in a basement or something, and what you're doing. You also called me dumb and the worst person in the world, but we already went over that. We walked that back, so that's fine. But this is what I'm saying, and we can get back to that if you want, because I do think there's interesting things like Andrew Tate. I'd love to discuss with you, because I know you're a fan.
No, I'm not red pill at all, and I wouldn't say I'm a conservative. I don't.
Oh, shut the fuck up.
Well, you also called me dumb and the worst person.
I hate when they do that.
No, I didn't. I've never seen this in person. I've only seen this on the internet. So
okay. Well, I don't. Well, there's a lot of people who are scared.
And everyone else in the world. That's all. I just want to be left alone. I don't want.
That you did that, but it's not enough.
Your examples are so bad. Like,
How?
I can't believe you're comparing me to these terrible people.
I'm not saying that you do what Jeffrey Epstein did.
Sebastian, how many homes do you have?
So, anyway, I did that, and if you guys are boring and if it's not interesting, then that's fine.
Let me ask you. Can I please ask you one thing?
I'm actually bored.
Who's a better salesman, me or you?
What do you mean? Who's a better sex or
But that's not happening,
like that?
Is it?
That is happening.
Really? Where?
Hold on, I'm trying to find the last part I really want to go over.
I wouldn't say I'm a conservative. I don't
shut
care.
the fuck up. I hate when these motherfuckers do this shit. They promote nothing but like inroad to fascism propaganda, simping for the wealthy people, simping for capitalism, taking a revolutionary spirit out of all working class men to submit to, higher so-called alphas and shit like that, and, which is a tenement of fascism, playing on people's insecurities and sexlessness nowadays and shit to promote their propaganda and shit. And then when people are saying, man, you're promoting a right-wing political, I'm not. Me? Political? What? No. Just because I want women back in the kitchen and in the next sentence over, I'm gonna say some disrespectful, baseless bullshit about LGBT people. I'm not political, bro. I'm just speaking truth to power. Shut the fuck up.
Too much about politics. I literally just want to do my own thing, and I want the best for me and my family and everyone else in the world. That's all. I just want to be left alone. I don't want you to tell me that my kids have to be gay. I want you to just leave me alone. That's all. I can raise my own kids.
When the fuck? When it's like, he slide this little disingenuous bitch boy shit in here. Where in the fuck in this fucking world are people making kids be gay? If kids turn out to be gay, they just come out as gay more often because it's more socially accepted, and it's more, and at least in northern states for the most part, on the West Coast and on the East Coast, it's more socially acceptable for people to be gay, and it's laws protecting people's rights as LGBT people. That's why people are more often at the time coming out gay. People are not believing your bullshit hackney propaganda about people being pedophiles or carrying diseases anymore. The world you're still in like 1981 listening to Ronald Reagan say that gay people brought AIDS to America, while the rest of the world moved on to accept the fact that anybody can get AIDS, or whatever else, like dumbass conspiracy theories that you got. And from what I remember when I listened to this at work a few months back, we're going to go the pedophilia route. So let's go.
So you think people want your kids gay?
No, I'm just saying I don't want to get into this
because I'm too much of a pussy. I said it out loud as an ad hominem attack on your progressive beliefs, but now that you're bearing down on me because I said that dumbass shit because I know it's baseless, I'm going to try to back out of it.
Frank, I don't enjoy arguing with you because you're very frustrating. I'm just saying I want to be left alone. That's my point.
Ethan, Let me win. Like literally, bro.
You want to be left alone. What does that mean?
It means I don't want people to tell me like
You want
that
to
I have to
be whatever. Right.
that my kids have to be gay or whatever. I don't know.
Right.
What
But
are you
nobody's
talking
saying
about?
that, right?
What?
No, nobody's saying that. I mean, that's crazy.
Well, I'll give you an example. If I were to
Oh
send my
my
kids to
God.
public school, I don't want it for my 6-year-old to be exposed to a book talking about like gay sex or
But that's
anything
not happening.
like
It's not happening.
But is it?
that. Is happening.
Because
Really?
look,
Where?
let me tell you something about how this shit works, bro. I meant to do another video about this, and I previously just did the history of like Pride video with the John D. Rutter video. Nobody, and it's like I was gonna go over this in like the Tim Pool versus Emma Vigeland video, because they always do this shit like my kids are being forced to read about slavery and gayness. They're indoctrinating my children to hate straight whiteness, and it's a shame. The deep state cultural Marxist Jews. I mean, George Soros are indoctrinating our kids to be weak. You know, this bullshit. When the only thing that really happens in like high and middle school and shit like that is okay. Look, this is literally what happened, because I've been through this before. So you're in 8th grade getting ready to go to high school, right? You're about 13, 14 years old, or sometimes 12 for some people, because, you know, some people are just really that smart. They skip a grade. And they bring you into the room. In this room, you talk a little bit, not about sex education, but they tell you that when you go to school, there are going to be people that are presenting differently than what you're used to. And they tell you to not judge or bear down on people that are different than you. And then that's it, y'all walk out. Nobody is at their fucking school telling their kids like, you know, some of you guys have it in you. You know what I mean? Nobody's fucking doing that. People just be, like I said, literally. I would never forget that. I was in 8th grade, getting ready to go to 9th grade high school. And they had it was called a sensitivity meeting. And they just all brought us in a room, and we all just talked about, you know, things. And they didn't directly say people were going to be, you know, gay or lesbian or trans or whatever, even though you could clearly see in our class that it was people presenting that way who went on to be gay and trans as we grew up through life. But, you know, they just brought us in the room and they just said simply, there are going to be people that are presenting differently than what you're used to. Don't judge these people and treat them with the same respect that you would treat anybody else. That's it. All this bullshit about they're indoctrinating our kids to be gay isn't happening. This is bullshit. And I'm sure the curriculum hasn't changed at all. See, what this is the conservative narrative where they want gay people to be erased from public consciousness and be erased from people that we regularly see in the world. So it's easier to sell people like dumbass conspiracy theories about gay people doing this, that, or the other. They can't do that anymore, and they're hurt.
That is happening. Look it up. I'm sure there's a book that went viral for like it was in elementary schools, and it was teaching kids about like sex and stuff, and I just don't want that.
Yeah, you seem to have a really good grasp on the topic,
on reality,
because you're prepared to homeschool your kids because of some anecdote that you are telling me to quote look up. Because do you have any other specifics? The guideline.
I'm homeschooling my kids because they said the N-word in Tom Sawyer.
Research.
You could just look it up. I'm sure it's easy to find.
Okay, can you guys look it up? Is there an epidemic of 6-year-olds learning about sex?
It's specifically a book that is teaching kids to be gay.
Are you referring to the books in Dearborn, Michigan?
Dearborn? Is it just something that happened in
Dearborn? I know
Dearborn?
you're from Detroit. That's why I asked.
Hold on. No, I didn't. I've never seen this in person. I've only seen this on the internet. So
okay. Well, I don't. Well, there's a lot of people who are scared. I've heard that point before. It's like I don't want my kids to go to public school and then like they become gay. They get tricked to become gay or trans or something. And well, you say that there was a 6-year-old's learning about gay sex or something, and it's ruining society. So let's look into that.
I didn't say that. No, I didn't say that. No, I did not say that. I didn't say that it was ruining society. You're just like, oh my God, this is so frustrating.
Hold on.
No, because you're a little bitch that don't want to say what you mean and mean what you say. Like if I was to say that people should be told that some people are gay, so they are introduced to them at sort of an early age to prevent them from developing bigotry against people. I will defend that statement. I will stand by it. But when somebody catches you saying some shit like, I don't want my kids to be forced to be gay, and then when they hold your feet to the fire, you want to act all like an indignant little bitch. Say what you mean and mean what you say, Sebastian.
Take one piece of information from what I've said, and then you create like this absolute version.
Because it's fucking implied, bro. Nobody. It's like I said. I guess I'm gonna end the video right here because it's the last subject I want to cover. And I will say this at the end of the day. See, this is what I'm talking about. These alpha male dude boy musty motherfuckers are nobody to be respected or taken seriously by anybody. They constantly backpedal, have inconclusive, weird fucking dog whistles for everything that they want to say and all the dumb shit that they believe. And then when they get into a debate with somebody that's actually familiar with the stupid shit that they're saying, they always want to backpedal and act like they didn't do anything wrong. So at your own risk, keep watching people like this. See you later.